Hi guys, welcome back to another video of TK Explains. Today in this video I am going to recap a 2015 romance thriller movie named The Boy Next Door, which is a story of the relationship of a young boy and his school teacher. I hope you will enjoy the video. So let's start. We are shown a woman jogging in the beginning of the movie whose name is Claire, and she is thinking about her past. Here we get to know that the relationship between Claire and her husband is not good, and she lives with her son Kevin. Later, Claire meets her friend Vicky, who reveals that it has been 9 months since Claire and her husband get separated, because her husband Garrett was having an affair with his secretary. Then she suggests her to get divorced and move on in her life. Claire gets angry on Vicky after hearing this, and says that Kevin misses his father a lot, which makes Claire feel that she should give Garrett another chance. Today is Kevin's birthday, and here comes Garrett, and they celebrate Kevin's birthday together. On his birthday, Garrett gifts Kevin a gaming PC, which makes Kevin very happy. After that, Garrett says that we should go camping somewhere. On hearing this, Kevin gets very excited. When Kevin goes to kitchen to wash his hands, Claire asks Garrett, when will we leave? Garrett tells Claire that we will leave after my business trip. Hearing this, an argument starts between them. Claire assumes that Garrett is still having an affair with his secretary. Then on asking Claire to come with them on camping, she tells Kevin that you guys go away, and runs to the washroom and starts crying. One day when Claire and Kevin were going out, then the door of their garage gets jammed. So Claire tries to open that door, but that door is too heavy. Then a boy comes and lifts that door, and says that I can fix this door too if you want. Claire then asks him, who are you? Then his neighbor tell her that he is my nephew, Noah, and Noah has come here to take care of me. Then Noah examines the door and tells them that I can fix this door. We just have to get clutch from the supermarket. Then both Noah and Kevin head to a nearby supermarket. Then Noah's uncle tells Claire that Noah's parents died 1 year before, and now I am his only family. When Noah and Kevin are talking, then we get to know that Noah's age is 20 years, and he is still in school, because something happened in his life which affected his studies. And while talking, Noah also reveals that he is going to take admission in the same school where Kevin studies, and Kevin's mom is a teacher. Then while leaving, Kevin sees a girl working there and starts hiding. Then he tells Noah that she is Allie, and she is the prettiest girl in our school, and going in front of her makes me nervous, but Noah convinces him to go and talk to her. At that time, some rowdy schoolboys come there and starts teasing Kevin, and Noah sees it all. And when Noah gets home, he tells Claire that some boys had been bothering Kevin, but Claire is well aware of this. When Claire looks out the window at night, she observes that Noah is taking excellent care of his uncle. When Claire sees this, she smiles. And the following day, while Noah and Kevin are working on a car, Claire sees Noah out the window, and both of them look at each other and smiles. Actually, Claire is happy for Kevin since he has a good friend, and she also likes Noah somewhere. Next day, Kevin goes camping with his dad. When Claire is in her room at night, she looks out the window at Noah's home, as Claire watches Noah taking a bath. Noah's eyes suddenly turn to her, and Claire hides. Vicky then convinces Claire to go on a date with a guy, but Claire doesn't like the guy, so Claire leaves from there and returns home and drinks. Then he gets a call from Noah, and Noah asks her for help in cooking. Then Claire goes to his house and helps him. They are both seated next to each other when Noah turns to her and starts to seduce her. At first, Claire tries to stop him, but she likes Noah so much that she is unable to do so, and they both intimate. The following morning, when Claire wakes up and she finds everything to be very strange, she gets dressed and then sees Noah. She apologizes to him for being drunk and for everything being wrong. During their argument, Noah hits his hand on the wall, which results in blood spilling from his hand. Claire then applies medicine on his hand and explains to Noah that everything is wrong. However, in anger, Noah asks her to leave. Then after some time, Kevin and his dad come back, and we see that Claire is very nervous. Then suddenly Noah comes there. Kevin then introduces Noah to his dad. Noah tries to talk to Claire, but Claire ignores him. In the evening when Garrett is going, Claire tells him to make a decision upon their relationship. Then Garrett apologizes to her and requests her a chance. Claire agrees. The next day, Claire is teaching in the class. Then suddenly principal comes there with Noah and announces that Noah will be in this class from now. And when Claire asks the reason, then the principal replies that you have emailed me to do so. Later, Noah reveals that he had hacked her email and mailed principal to do so. Noah takes Kevin to the shooting range and starts manipulating him and provokes him against his dad. In the evening when Kevin's dad comes to meet him, Kevin gets angry over him and goes from there. Then the same day when Kevin and Noah is practicing boxing, Noah tells Kevin that your dad is using your mom. By listening to this, Kevin gets angry, and in anger, he keeps on hitting the punching bags and falls. Then Noah brings injection from Kevin's bag and saves his life. Actually, Noah wants to influence him against his dad, so that Claire and Garrett gets the divorce. The next day, Claire gets flowers, so she assumes that Garrett sent that flowers. But later she get to know that it was Noah who sent her flowers. After which she goes to Noah and talks about it, and says, "Shall we make a fresh start?" And Noah agrees. At night, Claire comes home with her husband and he also kisses her, which Noah sees from his window and gets very angry. The next day Noah comes to Claire and abuses her. At the same time Kevin comes there, so Claire tells him to stay away from Noah. But Kevin does not listen to her and goes with Noah. When he reaches school, one of the bad boys again starts bothering Kelvin. Then Noah comes there and beats him brutally. Then the school's vice principal, which is Vicky, calls him in her office, but Noah misbehaves with her and Vicky suspends him from school. Then there is a party in the school. Claire discovers that the water is leaking in Boy's toilet. When Claire goes there, then Noah comes there, and he starts to seduce Claire. But Claire hits him and pushes him back, and says, "Stay away from me and my son." The following day, when Claire arrives at school, she notices that a picture of her and Noah has been displayed throughout the class. Then Claire tells the students to stop outside and starts removing all the pictures. And after school, Kevin's father comes to pick him up in his sports car and gives him the keys. However, as they are driving, Kevin gets angry with his father and speeds up the car. However, the car's brake fails and they get involved in an accident, but they both survive. When Claire gets home, she sees Kevin sitting with his father along with Noah. When Claire is in the kitchen, Noah turns to her and threatens her, saying that "I have our video, come to my house tonight or else I will share this video to Kevin." With no other option, Claire goes to Noah's house and begs Noah to delete the video. However, Noah refuses, saying, "I will delete the video, but for that you have to come to meet me every day, and have to be intimate with me every day." Claire gets angry as she hears this. She slaps him and leaves from there. The following day, Claire visits his friend Vicky and tells her about Noah. Vicky then agrees to help Claire, and they come up with a plan together. Vicky goes out in Claire's car so that Noah understands her Claire and follows her. Then Claire silently enters into Noah's house and she finds that Noah's room has her photos all over his room. She deletes her video from his computer. She then receives a file there with instructions on how to fail the car brakes. Claire then visits to a detective to find out about his parents' death, where he get to know that Noah has failed the brake of his dad's car. Meanwhile, Noah calls Kevin and tells him to reach at Vicky's house with his dad. But later we finds that Noah has kidnapped Vicky in her own house. And then Noah calls Claire from Vicky's phone and calls her there. On reaching there, Claire finds that Vicky's killed by Noah, which extremely terrified her. And she run and sit outside in her car and calls the police. Then Noah goes there and stops her from calling. Noah then reveals that, "My dad had an affair with someone else, due to which my mom committed suicide, and that's why he failed the brake of his dad's car and took revenge for his mom's death." Then Noah takes Claire to the nearby house where we see Kevin and his father. Noah then tries to seduce Claire, but she fights back and hit him. But Noah gets up and sprinkles petrol everywhere, and then he puts it on fire. Meanwhile, Garrett somehow releases himself and attacks on Noah, but Noah shoots Garrett, and he got injured. Claire then takes Kevin's injection and attack with it on Noah's eye, and then Claire pulls a chain nearby. As a result, the engine falls over Noah and he died. After that, Claire, Kevin and Garrett goes out and the police and ambulance comes there. And they all sit in the ambulance and leaves for the hospital, and the movie ends here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video and subscribe this channel for such awesome video. You can also check out more interesting video like this on this channel. Thank you and hope to see you in next one.